Does having a more expensive camera make you a better photographer? In today's video, I'm ditching my almost $5,000 camera setup and I'm replacing it with a $300 entry-level DSLR. So is it the camera or is it the photographer? Let's find out. Okay, here we go. So being a photography channel, I get a lot of questions about what camera equipment I use. And then I'll get comments like, the only reason your pictures came out nice was because you're using a really expensive camera and an expensive lens. I can't tell you how not true that is, and the fact that even if any random person was giving the same equipment, they probably still could not take the same pictures as me. I also want to address a misconception that some beginner photographers have when they first start in photography, and that is the reason that they're not taking their best photos is because they don't have the most expensive gear. They think that if they had all of these things, that their pictures would be a lot better. But what if I were to tell you guys that wasn't true at all? What if I were to tell you guys the gear that you're currently using right now can still produce some amazing quality images? And I'm just gonna show you guys visually how these pictures turn out with the most standard beginner / basic equipment that is out there. So what I did is I went online and I tried to search for the cheapest, most popular beginner camera out there, and I ended up with the Rebel T6. And I went ahead and bought this as a bundle. It comes with a kit lens, which is the 18 to 55. The f-stop on this is, it's like 4.5. I bought this whole thing for $317. So I don't know if we can get cheaper than that. This is pretty affordable for an entire camera setup. This is the first gym you go to with your one Pokemon. And you just see how it goes. Like, he's like level 1. I bought it refurbished as well. So if it wasn't good enough for you guys that I'm buying the cheapest beginner camera, it's refurbished, okay? So we don't know what this thing has been through. It's been to the hospital and back. So I'm really trying to show you guys the gear is not perfect by any means. I have not used a kit lens since I started photography years ago. So we're going back to square one, or a triangle. We're bringing back some really old, distant memories that I tried to leave behind in the past, but now they're catching up to me. So what I did is I got a model, we set up a little photo shoot area inside a room, and I started to take pictures with this lens. Okay, so I bumped up the ISO yet again. Now we're at 3200. I think maybe we're just gonna end up at 6400, but who's to know at this point? Okay, those are great. Okay, those are looking pretty good. I already knew there wasn't gonna be enough available light, so I had to bump up the ISO quite a bit. There was some grain showing through when I was shooting. But then again, that's something that I expected from a starter lens. Let me show you guys real quick some of those photos. So for the second look, I had Angelica try on a purple wig, and I also switched out my lens to the 50 1.8. I bought this online brand new for $125. This is a very affordable lens. You can even get it cheaper online, used or refurbished. So it's definitely a lens to consider. I'm gonna show you guys the photos I took with this. Having an f-stop of 1.8, I really feel like this gave me an advantage shooting indoors because I was able to shoot more wide open, letting a little bit more light. So I saw a difference in the quality and a lot less grain in the pictures. So next we did the same thing, but I took the photo shoot outdoors to test it to see how it would work in that environment. There was a lot less grain in the pictures, and I don't know, the quality was a lot better outside. So definitely I liked this lens and this camera setup more outside than indoors. Kind of like already knew that's what was gonna happen. So first impressions of this camera was that it's really easy to use. It definitely was a lot lighter than my professional camera, so I appreciated that. I didn't have back pain and arthritis in my fingers that day, so that was nice for a change. And I stuck with using manual mode because I do like having a lot of control over the settings and how my pictures turn out. I found it easier to shoot outside because there was a lot more light, there was less grain in the photos, and focusing was a lot easier, so definitely the kit lens worked better outside. In my opinion, between the two, I think the pictures with the 51.8 came out a lot better, but honestly, the kit lens didn't do a bad job. So if you do start out and you just have the kit lens, you can still get some really nice shots. The 50 always comes through. I'm just like a proud mom at the parent-teacher conferences. I'm there early. I even brought donuts for all the teachers. We don't even talk about his grades. We're just sitting there like talking about like, oh yeah, did you see Stacy the other day? So here are my final thoughts on the situation. Does having a more expensive camera produce better quality images? Yeah, definitely, of course. Clearly a difference in quality between the Mark IV, which is a $4,000 camera, versus this $300 beginner DSLR. There's not a price difference for nothing. Obviously, I could see a difference in the quality of the pictures, but it definitely is possible to take a bad picture on an expensive camera. I've seen it before on the internet, so many times. In contrast, you can take some amazing pictures on a cheap/affordable camera. It's not your camera's job to take a good picture. It's your job as the photographer. You can have the most expensive camera in the world, but if you don't know how to use it, then you better get that gift receipt. Expensive camera equipment does enhance your talent, but it doesn't make you talented. The camera equipment is only going to take you so far. So no matter the gear, no matter the lens that you're using, be confident in yourself as the photographer and use whatever you have and make the best of it. So I hope that this video was a little bit of an eye-opener, just to show you guys that, again, it's not about the expensive gear that you're using, but it's about you as a photographer and how you use the gear. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think of the pictures, and I would love to thank you guys so much for watching. Good luck out there. Bye guys.